Hey guys, welcome back to Tried, Tested, and True Instant Pot Cooking. My name is Lisa Childs, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use your Instant Pot as a double boiler so we can make these amazing chocolate-covered strawberries in our Instant Pot. The reason I like to use my Instant Pot as my double boiler is because I can take this device anywhere. I don't have to be confined to my stove. I can go on my kitchen table, my kitchen counter, and it's really versatile. It's really easy to control the temperature, and I don't really have to babysit it very much. Look how beautiful these are. They're so yummy, and I'm going to show you how to make them. The first thing I do whenever I make chocolate-covered strawberries is prepare my berries the day before. You want them to be as dry as possible. When you have water and chocolate, if they mix, they seize. What I mean by that is that if you get water in your chocolate, it can get like clumpy. It's almost like curdly. It will seize, and you don't want that. So you want your berries to be clean, but you also want them to be as dry as possible. You do not need your Instant Pot lid for this. All we need is the Instant Pot base and then a heat-proof bowl that you can put on top of your Instant Pot liner. So you do need the liner because we're gonna put water in there to act as like our main bowl or our main pot. And then I have just this glass bowl, and make sure that the bowl fits over the edges of your Instant Pot, because if it's too small, it can get like lodged in there, like suctioned and lodged in there. You don't want that. So you want to make sure it's always going to be over the sides of the Instant Pot liner. Also, you never want to put more water in here than probably 2 cups or so. We just want the steam to warm up the chocolate. We don't ever want the water to touch the bottom of your bowl. That's true if you make a double boiler on the stove or in your Instant Pot. So what I'm going to do is press the saute button, and that is going to go on high on default. And then I'm going to add about 2 cups of water. Now, once this comes to a boil, I'm going to probably bump the saute feature down to low, so then it will just be a nice simmer. We don't want it to be a rolling boil the whole time. We just want it warm enough to melt the chocolate without scorching it. Meanwhile, while we're waiting for that to warm up, I'm going to get my chocolate. I have this Ghirardelli chocolate. Is like so good, right? I got this at Sam's Club. I've seen it on sale during the holidays. This is also really good to just make other chocolates, candies. It's specifically for melting and coating, so I like using this kind. I also bought the milk to kind of do a drizzle on top. I think it looks super pretty, but if you're doing like a baby shower or a party that's themed and has a specific color, dip all your berries in white and then use the leftover with a little bit of food dye with like blue or pink, and then drizzle over the top. It looks so cute. So this is how I prepare my strawberries for dipping. So I take my strawberry and then I'll just fluff up the green parts like this so it doesn't get in the chocolate. And then what I like to do is use corn on the cob holders to act as my dipper. Of course, you can just use like your finger or a fork, but I use these. Or another thing that you can use is a fondue stick. So I have a fondue stick, and what I would do is just take this and just kind of stick it in right at an angle. So see, now I've got the perfect angle to dip in the chocolate and swirl, remove the excess, and you'll have a perfect chocolate covered strawberry. You don't want too much chocolate on your berries because otherwise it will just be this giant shell. When you eat into it, it'll just crack and fall off if there's too much chocolate. So we want it to just be a perfect little dip, and we're ready to go. You can see that our Instant Pot is starting to steam. The water is boiling in here. It's getting nice and hot. So I'm going to start adding my chocolate. We are going to add the bowl right here on top first, like this. And this is going to get nice and warm. It's gonna get hot, so just be careful. I also have some of these parchment sheets that I just set out on my counter next to the Instant Pot. So once I'm done dipping, I'll just put it on the parchment and then they can set. You can use regular chocolate chips if you want, or you could use almond bark. Just try and get something that's designated as a melting chocolate or a dipping chocolate or a candy coating. It's a little bit easier to work with, and it won't be as thick as a chocolate chip, and you'll get much better results. Our chocolate is nice and melted. See, it's perfect, it's beautiful, and we don't want this to burn, and so I'm going to turn it from low saute over to keep warm. So I just press cancel, and now I'm gonna press keep warm. Again, it's the same button, and it will be, I think, the perfect temperature. If it starts getting too like hard and you need to melt it more, just press the saute button again and you can warm up the water. You can occasionally also check underneath to make sure that there's enough water. Because some of it is escaping out of the sides, it's evaporating. So you just add more water as you need it. I like to just dunk in and then roll and then just let it drip like this. You can kind of tap on the edge of the bowl. We don't want too much excess. And then I'm just gonna come over here to my parchment and put it down. Okay, we'll keep going till they're all done.
If you'd like to add this beautiful chocolate drizzle on top, just melt a little bit of a contrasting colored chocolate and then spoon that chocolate into a little Ziploc baggie. Squeeze it onto one corner of the Ziploc, snip a tiny little hole, do one practice, and then you're ready to just drizzle right over the strawberries. You can use a fork, but I find that it looks a lot better using a little baggie.